Hello, my dear followers and friends of Flexyart, the world of contortion and flexibility. Welcome to a brand new episode of teaching deeper flexibility and entering the beautiful world of contortion. So have fun with the show, open your mind and be always ready for new inspirations. Alright folks, here are we back again with contortion training with Frederick from Flexyart Contortion. So as you see before in part 1 with my training with Evie, she has a little bit blockades in the upper back shoulder region, especially in the upper back. So when we do the chest stand variations, we try out a little bit bringing out the blockade or the stiffness out of the upper back. Sometimes it's getting really extreme. It especially happens when you train a lot, even your physical power in the upper back. For example, she is an aerialist, so when you're an aerialist you need a lot of power on your shoulder region, in your upper back region. And so when we do now the preparing for the chest stand, we try to bring out first of all the blockade in a quite soft way so that she feels a little bit better. We try out the chest stand once, this time without the flexi plates under the chin, so that she is a little bit more easier with her chin on the floor. Lifting up the butt again, so the hip region coming higher in the air, and then slowly, carefully going a little bit more forward. What you can see is that the breathing is a little bit harder without the plates, because your throat is now definitely touching more the floor and there's more pressure on your throat. This is the reason why I recommend the plates under the chin. It depends a bit from person to person. Some like it more with, some like it more without plates. This is quite normal. You can see she had a little bit problem with the breathing because the pressure was really high, but it was okay. So, and now we decided to open a little bit more her upper back, so that we try to bring out the blockade a little bit more. This can be even a little bit hurtful, because it is definitely when the blockades are sitting extremely deep, it need a bit power to bring it out. What we do here is that we bring her on a stable position that you can see. We can turn the upper body around the black roll. Everything is stable, not moving. And now carefully open the arms, using the level with the arms, that she really get a little bit more opening power into the upper back. As you can see, it hurts a bit, no question, but the blockade is really strong in that way. But Evie is a hard-trained person. She is really used to it. And what you cannot hear is sometimes it's really cracked in the back, that you hear this cracking sound and you know, okay, the blockades are now going out. It's an interesting thing that especially more flexible people more often get blockades, because the bone structure and the joint structure is in total softer. That means that it quicker can happen that you get a little blockade, but it also quicker happens that it jumps out from itself. If you are a more normal or stiff person, it's rarely that you get these extreme blockades, but if you get it, it takes a lot more power to bring it out. You often really need a physiotherapist or someone who really helps you out of the blockade. This was the second round. Now we go a little bit deeper, and you saw it became better and better and better. It did some cracking sounds in the back, so everything felt a lot better after that. So now at least we are in round 3, and now we are working on needle scales, but not in the standing version. We do it in the sitting, in the split version. That is the benefit of it, is that she is really a lot more relaxed in it. She don't use so much power. We want to combine the hip stretch in the lower and in the back leg, and we also would like to open more upper chest and the chin. So there was a little bit gliding of her hand that made it for a second a little bit unstable, but no problem, everything went fine. So now she finds back her balance, her head is really over her back leg. This is a necessary thing, and so we can go carefully deeper and deeper, always like here synchronized with the breathing. When she breathes out, I go deeper in the stretch. This is the way how it works. And so we can really work very precise, very controlled on this back stretch to bring her upper body backwards, nearly to being parallel to this leg. And this is what you want to have for this version of stretch. So if you want to have a needle, that means that your upper body is going parallel to your back leg. At the moment we do it with hands and arms forward. This is the first step, just to bring the head deeper and deeper, and you can see how close we go to the leg. She is quietly really touching her leg with her head. Now I change position because we now use even our arms. That means we're going into kind of real needle position. I support her from the front side. The reason is that I can do it in a way that she cannot turn sideways, because when you want to do a proper needle, you really have to have your shoulder lines parallel to the floor. So with one hand, with my right hand, you can see I hold her in position and give her support, and with my left hand I carefully push her a little bit deeper. So first of all, it takes a bit of time. You see she can grab the leg for a second. So this is really first step into it. If you don't are used so much into that, it talks a little bit, but after 1, 2, 3 doing it again and again, it becomes a lot easier to hold it. And you can see now how beautifully she's doing it, supporting it with the right hand, and then arms long, and she's touching her leg, and she is in a needle scale position, and her head is really nearly touching the leg. So everything is in the way we want to have it. Opening shoulders, turning the hip, being flexible in the lower back, so everything which is needed. This is really how it works properly. We see it the third time, and the more and more we did it, the more it starts to be for her very comfort, that she can really breathe properly in it and everything. So here you can see it a little bit closer, so that the right hand is supporting, she's grabbing, everything is fine. She has it, and she could hold it now by herself. Yes, folks, that was it from the training with Evie. Really extreme backbend stuff like needle scales and all that stuff. So I hope you had fun. See you next time. Bye bye.